In this very in-depth tutorial, I'm gonna show you how to make a Discord server kind of like mine. That includes bots, the community tabs, so it looks very professional, but also it's gonna have the fun stuff like emojis and stickers. So to start off, you actually need to go to the first link in the description, and when I refresh the page, it'll pop up with Discord. Now this is a template that we're going to be using that will allow us to kind of just get done probably about 25% of the server instantaneously. So you want to set your server name to whatever you want. I'm just gonna call it Triple G Douglas's server and upload whatever image you want. Press create. To start off, we actually need to set up our rules channels. Right now all the permissions are set up perfectly fine, so we just need to actually add in the rules. So we need to go to the second link of the description and you'll see I'm going to copy all this text, Ctrl+C, go into our Discord, go to the rules channel and just paste it in and press enter. Then it'll show up with a couple embeds. Just delete those and click remove all embeds. And now you have rules that people can follow. Most of these are pretty decent and I did plug my own Discord server at the top, so feel free to change that and just have a nice introduction to your server. Next up we need to go to role info. So go back to that Pastebin link, scroll down and you'll see role info channel. You just want to start at the bottom, copy all the way up to the top, press Ctrl+C, paste it in and press enter. And this will explain the roles to people and also to yourself. We have a staff team role. So we have owner, administrator, moderator, trial mod, staff trusted. Then we also have enable roles, which kind of are pretty self-explanatory. We have a leveling system that will unlock certain features so your server won't get spammed with a whole bunch of NSFW stuff. So next up we need to go down to showcase rules. Then we need to go back to the Pastebin and copy the showcase rules. So once you paste in the showcase rules, you basically have all the things you need right now that are super easy to implement, and now we need to implement bots because bots are going to be the main point of your server and it's going to be the hardest part to configure, but also the most important. So to start off, we need to get Dino. So click on the link and this will be the third link of the description. Then what you need to do is add it to your server. It's the DDD Douglas's server. Click continue. Then all of these permissions might seem a little excessive, but they are required because we're using Dino for auto mod, Dino fans, people and does everything. So in this case it probably needs all of these permissions. So just click authorize. So when you add Dino to your server, there's one thing you really need to do that I almost forgot. That's why this is such a weird cut and there's continuity issues. Anyways, go to the top wheel to click on server settings and then go to roles. Then you want to click default permissions and you will see Dino at the bottom. You want to drag this all the way up, all the way up. There won't be this many rules at this stage, but you just want to drag it just below owner. Once you do that, click save changes. Then you need to go to Dino.gg. I'll have this in the link, not as a number. It'll just be Dino managed server or dashboard and you want to click manage servers. Then when you do that, you need to click on your server and now you should have Dino all ready to go. First off, make sure the nickname of Dino includes the prefix. So just like that, really straightforward, click update and it should be good to go. Time zone really doesn't matter. Then for modules, we're going to go to action log. Then basically you want to enable specified channels for each event and show avatar on join or leave. Make sure it's enabled. Then copy all of these settings. The reason why these settings are important is because a lot of things are very spammy, but you need to pay attention to them. Like messages being deleted and edited. Someone could send a normal message then edit it to be bad. So you want to keep track of that. Mod logs you definitely need because if people get banned, you want to know they get banned. So anyways, just copy these settings, pause the video. Then if you scroll down you'll see ignored channels. I have this set as admin because if your admins are talking amongst themselves or you're talking to your admins and you're talking about promoting or demoting someone, if you edit your message, then it'll go to the publicly available spam logs or the staff available spam logs and they can see, oh look, someone's getting promoted or demoted. So keep it as admin. And for ignored roles, I would honestly just leave this blank because if you include any ignored roles, then those people could bypass any of the action logs and it makes it not as transparent for you as well as your other staff members. Next up, there's auto ban. Now basically what I did is I clicked create rule, then I set this as new account. Then for rule type, I selected account age in 24 hours. Basically, this is gonna ban anyone who just made an account within the last day. You want this enabled just because there can be a whole bunch of alt accounts or maybe a raid. So enable this and enable the module. Next up is auto mod, so click on auto mod, make sure it's enabled, and now these are the settings that I use. Make sure your log channel is mod logs. Then this is what I selected. Basically delete will delete the message. Obviously auto mute will mute someone after a certain amount of occurrences. So if you click the settings cog on any of the dropdowns, you will notice that it auto mute will have 3 mute violations. So if they say any banned words 3 times, then they'll be muted for 20 minutes and the rest of these are pretty obvious. When you do that, Dyna will obviously auto react with it, but it will unlock all the channels and everyone should be able to talk normally. Very important, but we need to set that up. So we need to set the lockdown channels for this thing to work. So just select everything that I've selected here if you're using the template, but I'll explain quickly what to pick and what not to pick. You want to pick channels that people can talk in and you do not want to pick channels that people can't talk in. Also, don't worry about setting a lockdown channel for your staff because it just doesn't make sense. Then once we're done that we can go to commands. Now this is very much your preference. From here on out, look at the commands, figure out what they do, and if you want to change commands for specific roles. So if I go to moderator for example, there's a lot of commands here. I even have band disabled, which is a little scary, so I turn that on and turn on kick. But if you go to settings, then you can allow channels, you can allow roles, disabled roles, so this is where you'd add like staff if you want all your staff to ban, or you could add maybe admin and mod. It's all up to you. We need to go to the 4th link of the description and set up ticket tool. Link of the description, click manage servers. Then you will see ticket tool. So why a ticket tool? Well, a ticket tool is a fantastic thing because if someone gets muted, they can dispute their mute or it allows people on your server to report specific members, which I found extremely useful. So the main thing you want to do is you want to go down to panel configs, click on that button and it'll pop up with this thing here. So click at the top left, click create panel, and now this panel name is actually important. So in this case I would say report a player or dispute a mute and that kind of rhymed, which was really cool. Next up, we have support team roles. Now this is optional, but I would set this to your staff team or if you don't want your trial mods looking at tickets because they're already a little overwhelmed, then set it to your moderator, administrator and owner roles. And now we have this bottom option, which is panel channel. You just want to look for the specific channel that we made. Open a ticket, click on it and click create panel. And now if you go to your Discord server, you'll notice report a player or dispute a mute to create a ticket. React with this. If you click create a ticket, you will notice that it will create a channel. You'll see it right here and it'll ping you and then people can make their channel, they can close it. Then they can click close and now you are able to delete it and change the transcript. I'm gonna set a couple of settings that will save you down the road in case things go really wrong. So go back to the ticket tool dashboard, click on settings, and then we need to go to button options. What we are going to do is we are going to make it so that people who create a ticket cannot delete the ticket. So what you want to do is you want to click on delete ticket and you want to make sure it's enabled as support team only. Then click save, and what that will do is make it so people can't delete the ticket, but there's also a transcript button and people can spam that transcript button and just blow up your bot. So click on settings for transcript, click support team only and click save. Then when you do that, there's claim ticket, close ticket reopen. Just let the person reopen the ticket if they want, and there are 2 more things we need to do. We need to go to category options. Then click category closed. Then scroll down and you need to look for closed tickets, click save. Then once you do that and you go back to your Discord server. Mind you, there's a little bit of a continuity error here. Go to open a ticket, then click create a ticket. It'll create a ticket and it'll ping you. Then you can talk on the ticket or whatever, and once you close it, then click close. Then you want to tell your staff team to create a transcript. Then once you click transcript, it will save the transcript to ticket transcripts. Very hard to say, but when you go in there, you'll have this file and if you click direct transcript and click yes, it'll open up the transcript and this is extremely useful, especially when there's arguments and you use tickets as mod mail. Super helpful. And finally, the last admin focus bot, the fifth link in the description, absolutely necessary. It's called BMO. BMO is an anti-bot bot that will basically make it so you don't get raided. And that's basically it. If you go to your server, you'll notice BMO is a bot, right? So you need to go to the sixth link in the description and you will see Arcane Bot. Now, Arcane Bot is going to be your XP level up bot, so now there are a whole bunch of different leveling bots. Me6, don't use if you're going to use Me6, use Arcane. Now, Arcane, I only wanted to just give roles to people, so it doesn't need administrator, it doesn't need managed server. It does need managed roles. It doesn't need managed channels. It doesn't need to kick or ban people. It doesn't need to create an invite, not nicknames. All this stuff on undo managed webhooks, you can leave it enabled. If you want audit log, you can leave it enabled. It needs to read messages because it needs to see if people are messaging in a channel. Then it needs to be able to send messages in case you know people are sending specific things and they want to check their rank. All the rest of these are actually pretty safe, so just keep them enabled and click authorized. The main thing is you don't want to give it admin and a whole bunch of other permissions when you're just using it for level up. So they didn't force me to say anything and it was great working with them. And that is the end of this very long video that I'm gonna have to edit. I gotta go, sweetheart. I love you.